Hi, I'm Jamie. Welcome to the August market review for Northeast Florida. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're looking at is sales price. Overall, you can see that there is absolutely an upward trend, even with interest rates, continuing to climb. Most forecasts nationally think that home prices are going to stay sideways because of the interest rates until those interest rates drop. So I would say that the biggest message to start this off with is that if you're waiting on interest rates to buy a property, so is everyone else. And so we're going to be in a similar position to 2021, 2022, when there were a rush for houses. On the investment side, we are looking for more houses because we kind of anticipate what's coming. Here's the thing. Even if those rates don't drop, this is giving you a clear direction on where prices are going. So for St. Johns County, you've got a median sales price of $527. Nassau County is at $410, thanks largely in part to Wildlight. Clay County is at $352, and Duval County is at $314. Let's check on our closed sales. So units closed overall are down for all the markets. Keep in mind that some of that's going to have to do with resale inventory and a backlog of new construction. So there is, if you're looking at permits, there are more new homes coming up on the market, but the people that own homes right now, they're kind of locked into those sub 4% rates. So you're gonna kind of have an inventory crunch. There's no reason for them to move. And financially, it just isn't going to make sense until those rates get closer to where they're at. So for Duval County, you had a little over 1,000 closed sales last month. St. Johns County 596, Clay 278, and Nassau 129. If you take a look at this, though, this goes all the way back to 2015. So you can see it's kind of cyclical. We had this like rapid downtrend in Q4, Q1 of 2023, kind of across the board, and then we had it shoot up again, right? So that's what we're looking at for closed sales. Days on market, we might, because they're so close. So you've got Clay County. Keep in mind that what this is providing is median information. I'm also going to shift over to Tableau and show you some of the information from an average standpoint. The reason we like the averages is because we're taking into account all of those outliers that exist. And when we go to price a property, whether it's one of our own flips or your property or new construction, we have to take in the averages more than the medians, because what you're going to see most of the time when a property is selling is it's going to stay closer to the averages than it is to the median. So across the board, you're looking at 33 days for Northeast Florida. Nassau is at 40, St. Johns County is at 37, Duval is at 31, and Clay is at 38. One of the things that is being talked about a lot is the percentage of distressed listings. So we made a post about, distressed listings going from, 1% to 2%, and that being a 100% increase. The headline that's going to read is that foreclosures are up 100% if it went from 1% to 2%. So I wanted to show you this chart because, we had 2008. Most of what you saw there, you got all of those foreclosures in 09, 10, even 11, right? So that was the peak of when all of your foreclosures were happening, because crisis happened. You've got list pendant, you've got banks trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. We don't need to go back in time. But as you can see that even in 2015, nobody was talking about, the real estate market collapsing because of foreclosures. And you had 27% of the listings in Clay County as foreclosures. So from a relative standpoint, are foreclosures ticking up? Yes, but overall in Duval County, you're at 1.1%. St. Johns County is 0.1%. let's see if I can, it's so small. Duval was 1.1, Clay's 0.7, Nassau is at 0, and yeah, St. John's is 0.01, with an overall distressed listing rate at less than 1%. So if you're an investor and you're hoping for these foreclosures to come to market, the data is just not there. And if you're thinking that this is what's going to cause some sort of like massive price, distress issue, it's not. And again, builders and developers aren't dumb either. They're looking at these numbers, right, before they go and pull out massive credit lines to pull permits, to build entire neighborhoods. If this number were creeping up like drastically, and we could see something in like the list pendants data that said, okay, we have a ton of homes coming to the market, they would probably adjust their strategy, but they're not. And that's because the data to support the fact that there's a ton of foreclosures just isn't there. Let's go into percentage of cash sales, and I'm gonna break this up. Well, overall it's about 25%, so 1 in 4 homes. St. Johns County, you've got 31%. Nassau is at 27%, Duval is at 24%, and Clay is at 20%. Keep in mind that, we always bring up the cash sales portion. This doesn't include the developments that are being purchased by American Homes for Rent, Invitation, and then they're building entire neighborhoods themselves. They're self-performing at this point. So those don't go on MLS and they don't really get seen. So let's jump over to our Tableau dashboard. And the difference between what MLS provides and what we run ourselves is that they're running off of medians. And the biggest difference, if you're looking at average and medians, is that medians kind of exclude your outliers, where we like to kind of keep them in play. So our average sales price for St. Johns County is at $641. For Nassau County, it's at $480. Duval County is at $394, and Clay County is at $372. We're going to jump over here and look at the most sold homes by county. So Duval County has the most amount of sold homes last month. There's 988. St. John's is at 570. Clay is at 282, and Nassau is at 133. Keep in mind that's it's inventory contingent. If the homes aren't there, they can't sell. By zip code, St. Johns County dominates this list because most of the zip codes in the top 10 are St. Johns County. You are going to notice 043 and 068. So that's Clay County, Green Cove Springs, right? Green Cove Springs has a community called Cross Creek by D.R. Horton, and they pumped out a ton of houses. So when you look at the most popular subdivision, it shows as Cross Creek because they were building all of these homes last year and in Q1, and now they're getting through closing them. So in 2023, Cross Creek in Green Cove Springs is the top selling subdivision. Again, if you're factoring in outliers, that's an example of one of those outliers. So, we kind of use this to gauge like popularity by zip code and where people are looking. So we're also calculating the average estimated mortgage based on what the rates are of today. So in Clay County, it's the most affordable county of Northeast Florida with an average estimated mortgage payment of around $2,352. Duval County comes in second at $2,490. Nassau is a little over $3,000, and St. Johns County is a little over $4,000. If you are looking at rental rates, we've got Duval County at $1,860, Clay a little under $1,900, Nassau $2,200, and St. Johns County at $2,700. If you check out our latest blog article, we've got a map there that shows you based on today's rates, the average estimated mortgage payment against the average rent. There are still zip codes in Northeast Florida where you can buy properties and on paper they cash flow. You're going to have to underwrite each one to make sure it works. But it's going to give you, instead of, if you're looking at St. Johns County for something that cash flows, it's going to be, much harder. This map is going to give you kind of some zip codes that you could potentially focus on instead of looking at like a county as a whole or just going in blind. So average days on market, again, we like looking at the averages instead of the outliers. You can kind of see, where the market kind of slowed down. The higher the number, the slower the market. and then you can see it coming kind of back down, which is a good thing if you're a seller, kind of a tough thing if you're a buyer because it means you have more competition. But Nassau County at 66 days, St. Johns County at 62, Clay at 55, and Duval County at 46. So if you're selling a property, you're going to want to run off the averages, because it's, even in your own little community, that's what you're going to be looking for. So when you're looking at median days on market, appraisers don't look at medians, they look at averages. So I hope that was helpful for the August market update. If you have any questions on your specific subdivision, we can run those for you. Just set up a call with Carrie or somebody from our team, and they will underwrite your property, get you what the value is and what potentially your exit strategies could be. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you next time.